Browns GM Andrew Berry held his end of season press conference today, of course, expressing disappointment in the Browns' 8-9 season and that they weren't getting ready for the playoffs. But Mary Kay, the thing he said that really stood out, of course, was committing to Baker Mayfield, saying he expects him to be the starter in 2022 and expects him to bounce back. So what was your reaction when you heard Andrew Berry really kind of confirm that for the first time?
Well, not really surprised because he basically echoed the sentiments of Kevin Stefanski. And then I also reported on Sunday that that was the expectation, that they were going to run it back with Baker Mayfield and head back into the 2022 season, hoping that he's a little bit healthier. I'm guessing that they will upgrade the receiving core. They hope to have healthier tackles and just have the whole thing running more smoothly. And at this point, they still believe he can get the job done.
And of course, Baker will play out that year on his fifth-year option, most likely. Andrew kind of saying that he walks to the beat of his own drummer, or marches to the beat of his own drummer when it comes to contracts. And certainly this is one of those situations.
Yeah, I mean, Dan, as you know, that quarterbacks that head into their fifth-year option and then play out the fifth-year option don't end up coming back. It's been that way since 2011. So if it gets to that point, it will be a rarity if he ends up coming back for a sixth season. But as Andrew Berry said, he marches to his own drummer and he will work this out however he feels it's best for the team.
Okay, so what else stood out to you today when Andrew Berry spoke to us?
Well, one of the other things was, he did not deny that he will have to look at every opportunity to improve the talent on the club. And that means, of course, if quarterbacks do become available, then he is probably going to have to at least kick the tires on them. He would be doing himself a disservice, the fans, the city, and everyone else, the team, if he didn't explore opportunities to upgrade that position and every other position. But I think, Dan, the feeling right now is that they don't think that there are going to be a bunch of veteran quarterbacks that they can acquire, so they feel prepared to go forward with Baker.
And then before I get to mine, I know you also wrote about Kevin Stefanski and the play calling, and that came up today too, with the scheme that the Browns run.
Yes. Now, he didn't definitively say absolutely yes, 100% Kevin Stefanski will be the play caller in 2022. But he said, I feel good about Kevin as the play caller, and that's one of his strengths. So it's one thing that's on the table for Kevin to come back and remain the play caller, but they will pull the whole thing apart and reevaluate it.
And I guess what stood out to me was when he was asked about Jarvis Landry right at the very end, it was a little murky how he answered it. It was a little kind of broad strokes. It didn't sound to me like an answer that was saying, yes, Jarvis Landry is going to be a member of the Cleveland Browns in 2022. Of course, there's a complicated contract structure. Look, they have options. Maybe they could renegotiate or do something, but it's hard. It was hard to believe he would be back at that $16 million cap number that he was going to have to come back at. And when Andrew was asked about him and answered, I didn't feel any differently about it.
Yeah, the thing about Jarvis is that we are also getting the same message from everyone in the club about him. Everyone likes him. He's in good standing. Everyone respects him. So you can never say never because, they could sit down with him, decide to do that restructure, give him a little bit more guaranteed money and bring him back. So it can go either way, but I wouldn't completely rule him out.
All right, so Andrew Berry, his end of season press conference. We have full coverage of everything that he had to say today. It's all at cleveland.com/Browns.